It's November 2nd, and just quickly, I'll talk about the day's dedication. You're going to laugh a little bit, but then when you hear what it is, you're going to get like, you're going to say, oh, that makes sense. Today's class is dedicated to circles. And you're like, oh God, really? No, I'm not running out of ideas. Circles are super important. Circles, I think of as symbols of perfection, symbols of unity, of oneness, symbols of wholeness. And we think about circles in our lives, how we circle back, and how we have circles. You have family circles, we have circles of community, we've got our yoga circle. And also circles represent something that has no beginning, no end. Because if you see like that Zen circle, usually there's, it's like that, no beginning, no end. I think that circles kind of represent the world. You find circles everywhere in nature, our globe, our earth, the planets. The sun is seen as a circle. We see it as a circle, the moon, halos, and like you see halos every day, right? Rainbows, are part circles. Okay, so anyways, I'm coming close, so make sure they can all hear me. And there's Julie, wonderful. Hi. So I have a quote by a woman named Sherry Arison, and she's an American-Israeli businesswoman and philanthropist. And she wrote something about circles, you'll see. Doing good holds the power to transform us on the inside and then ripple out into ever-expanding circles that positively impact the world at large. So I've got this thing that keeps falling. I'm trying to keep the mask away from my mouth so you can actually hear me. All right, we're going to begin. Hi, Julie. Good morning. So nice, and Willow. Hi. All righty. So as we begin, then we've got some circles. You can imagine circles are going to come into play here. So we are starting out with, you want to shimmy your shoulders and move. Yep. And I'll try to, have a good balance of poses that stretch and poses that strengthen. Poses that tone and poses that bring about flexibility. So let's reverse your circle if you haven't. Who's creaking back there? I'm just kidding. Do you ever feel like that? Like, oh, I bet they can all hear my pops. It's only been 2 years, right? I know. Julie's here after 2-year hiatus, yoga hiatus. That's what the joke about creaking was, but she's really not creaking. Hands are to heart center. Inhale, reach up, extend, and then make a circle. So your hands reach outward, and then you touch the earth. Imagine that you're touching the earth. Maybe you're just touching the floor, and then hands are to heart. And we'll do that again. Inhale and exhale, reaching the arms out to the sides, down, and then hook your thumbs together behind your back. So it's going to be a hook, right? And then once you hook your thumbs together, look up, lift your heart. And then lower your chin, still extending your arms behind you. And let's rehook thumbs. So if you're like, oh, I'm not sure, just do the one that feels more unfamiliar. And then squeeze shoulder blades together, look up, look down. Look to one side, just look past your shoulder. And then look the other way, looking past the shoulder. Wonderful. Now, taking your right arm over the other, wrapping your arms like the upper part of the eagle, and then circle in one direction. Come up as you inhale, and then circle in the other direction. And from here, we're going to reverse the leg crossing because it makes a difference. And then arms are out at a T. And it's left arm over the other, and you wrap instead of elbows low and try to take your arms up. Yep, and everything's like you're squeezing everything to center line, like the center line. And then circle, One circle in one direction. Inhale on the upswing. And then circle the other way. Exhale on the downswing. Inhale on the upswing. Good. And then releasing. And all right. So let's go ahead and while we're still sitting, let's do this. We'll extend the legs. I do it different ways, but let's just have a block handy. Oh, the blocks are in the closet. Yeah. Oh, you have them. Okay. You have them? Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Okay. And so you're holding, the block doesn't weigh much, but it kind of, it's a reminder of something. You're holding something and you're going to go forward and back and forward. Engage your core so you don't strain your back. Exhale forward and inhale up. Looks like with the mirror behind me, it's a weird little image. It looks like I have 4 legs. And then come forward. And then you're going to reverse the circles. Yep. Forward, up, forward. Keep the arms straight the whole time. We'll do one more. If you just got into it, you can continue. Okay, and then releasing. All right. So circling your feet. So when you point your toes, your legs are straightened. And then when you flex, I want you to bend. And then you circle. So every time you flex, the knees are bent and then you extend. You got it. And you're trying to make a big circle. And you imagine that you could sweep the floor, like you go out and then when you come in, trying to touch in. Yeah. As big a range of movement as you can in these circles. And then reverse. Good to see you, Anne. Good to see you. Yeah. Okay, so I like this movement because it works your ankles, works your feet, your knees, and your hip joints. So let's go ahead and come right onto our backs. And we're going to take hold of the block. And the block's going to be at your feet. So with the block at your feet, I want you to consistently squeeze in. If I were to come around and try to pull the block from you, I shouldn't be able to get it. Okay, so you're like a little nutcracker. You're trying to open the walnut. So you're trying to crack it open. You're squeezing in, okay? And then your hands could be under your low back. We could start out that way. Let's start out kind of, like I would say, start out modifying and then we can move on. So you're circling. Now, the circle might be really small and the circle might be large. Whatever it is, it's slow. People think they go large and they start going really fast, but that's working momentum. And then reverse. Uh-oh. And then depends on you. Can you make the circles and have your hands behind your head? And if the answer is no, stay where you're at, hands under your pelvis supporting you, but more intense is hands are under the head. So we're going to do 2 more circles. Okay, 1 and 2. Good work. It looks easier than it is. And when you're doing, you're like, what? Pull these right into chest, stretch your back, take a breath in, and exhale. And then from here, we're going to draw right knee to chest, left leg is straight to the mat, all right? So more circles. So what we do is, I'm gonna let go of my knee, but I'm gonna first come on up and reach past your foot. So if you need support, you support your head. If you can, you reach your arms past your foot. Yep. It's like, because if I hold, then that's different. But if I reach, then I work different. Okay, relax your head down. Now you're circling your knee. And from time to time, you might have to kind of look up and see, or maybe you can follow along. The knee is circling. And what you're going to do is your knee is bent. You go way off to the side. And I want your ankle flexed. And then when you, at some point, you're going to straighten your leg. It's hovering above the floor. you point your toes, and then you flex again as you draw in. You're circling, and it's really like, in a sense, it's hip circles, hip joint circles. And engage your core so you don't really wobble too much. I know the pelvis will move, but this looks pretty good. From what I can see, you're not really moving around your pelvis. And then reverse the circles. Good. Really move into your hip joint. At some point, your leg starts to feel a little heavy. That's okay. maybe your leg is heavy. Okay. And then let's go ahead and release. Yeah. And just notice the difference in the legs. Bring your hands to your hip flexor, to the hip hinge, and you can feel the leg you've been working because it's a lot of warmth there. So now we do the other side. Pull left knee to chest. And then lifting your head. And reaching past your foot. Again, support your neck if you need to. If you can, keep holding, engage your core, press your low back, lumbar down into the mat, and then release. And we begin the circles. So there actually is a lot going on here. You could just be doing the circles or adding the little fine tuning, right? So engage your core so your pelvis stays more or less steady. And then when you bend the knee, flex and pull out to the side. And then when you straighten the leg, point. So there's a constant point flex going on. And then the leg, when you extend it, it's hovering really close to the mat or to the floor. Let's reverse the circles. Usually this is when the leg starts to feel heavy. One more. Good. And then release and just feeling your hip joints. Again, the front hip flexor, and hopefully both areas feel evenly warm, I could say. Let's go ahead and bend the knees, and we'll come up into bridge. You're going to lift up. And as you lift, of course, we're trying to use the glutes. Clasp your hands, tuck shoulders underneath you. Good. Lifting, lifting, lifting. And then what happens if you bring your feet a little closer in and raise the heels? Raise it. You have to bring your feet a little closer in, raising the heels. Good. And we're working glutes. Yep. Breathing in. Exhale. Then walk your feet out a little more and bring your heels down and then lift the front of your feet. Just your heels digging in your mat and the front of the foot up. So you're using your glutes. And then release, come on out, and happy baby pose. Grab your feet, elbows are in the inside knees, and stretch your lower back. Breathing in. Exhale. All right. Come up to sitting for a moment. We have what we call rock and roll. And I know some people get like super happy, like, I love rock and roll. And others are like, there's a sense of dread coming on soon. So I like to modify, and then for others you can do it. Basically, it's going back to plow, and not everyone can do plow. So I'm going to guide you along. We'll do it all together. So you'll start out in bound angle, and the feet are together. Your hands, you can hold your feet, and you lower your head. You're lowering your head towards your feet. That's the start point. And then you lengthen. And let's just say you need modification because you don't do plow. We'll come back slowly. Extend your legs. Reach. And then bend the knees, cross your ankles, and roll up again. Soles of the feet together, and you come forward again to bound angle. That's what you would do, is work more about core. And then others are ready, so you're going to repeat that, or others are coming back to plow. Your feet tilling the earth. Your feet are the blades of the plow tilling. And then come out, all of us coming out slowly with strength rather than momentum. Lower your head, bring your head to or towards your feet. Inhale up and come back. Take a moment to stretch. And come out, lengthen the spine, and exhale, lower your head towards your feet. Breathe. Last one coming up. Come back, slowly moving into plow or abdominal work, and then slowly coming out as slowly as possible, and your head dropping down, stretching your back. Good. All right. So another one. So on this one, we have a right, let's just say one knee is bent. Doesn't matter. Right, left. One knee is bent, one leg extended. There you go. And we're going to twist towards the bent knee. And it just depends, you know, this is always all levels. Doesn't matter if you're going left, right. We didn't specify, but all of us moving towards the bent knee. See if you can anchor both sitting bones down and lift through your spine. Yeah. Then optional. So again, there's two ways to work this. You're going to take your, so the hand that reached, let's say this, the hand the same side as your straight leg, it's going to extend over the straight leg, and you're going to twist. Just reach that arm open, and then take the arm across, and one hand is behind you. And some of you are going to say, oh, I can't press up. And others are going to say, oh yeah, there I go, pressing up. And lengthening, if possible, looking up at the ceiling. Come down and repeat. Extend the arm, look back, go as far back as you can. And then watch the hand as it circularly sweeps across the room, up, 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 and back. And look upward. And yeah, there's a third one. You could do exactly what you're doing or have both legs extended. And come up, press, and arch. And breathe. Good work. Come on out. It's a lot on the standing wrist. We'll call it the standing wrist. So we have a second side. Bend the other knee and twist. So, you know, you could just stay in the twist. If this is what works best for you, you know your body best. And turn, look back. And then we're going to, at least you can always take the arm back and then sweep it up, and you don't even have to take off, or you open it out, follow hand-eye coordination important, and you press up and you look upward and lower. Second time, come across, and you'll see by way of repetition, it's better. Your body and your muscles organize themselves. Like, oh, okay, they're all fired up, right, Julie? And then third time, reach back and reach up and press. I forgot to extend the legs. Okay, I have to do it one more time. If you can extend your legs, go for it. Okay, and press and use your legs. Push your feet into the mat and come up. Okay. Okay, and down. Roll out the wrists. Everybody's favorite, I'm sure. Okay. All righty, we're coming on to hands and knees. Right onto the hands. And we do hip circles. So your hip circles could be very easy, or all the way back, all the way to one side, arching your back, whatever, however you want to do this. The beauty of this is that it's very free. It's a very, very free movement. And in that, I mean, there's no right way, there's no wrong way, as long as you feel that you're moving and you're breathing and you're happy, all is good. And then reverse your movement. I'm going to address those in the class. You may or may not know about these, but this is a little lifesaver, and it's a little insert that I put inside the mask. And it basically just moves the fabric away from my mouth. So, and my nose, so my nostrils, so I can breathe. And I'll just forever be filled with gratitude. It was Badra, right? Told me about it, but Willow was
I
this.
told you about it,
You
but
told
Badra
me.
actually brought you one.
Okay, so Willow told me about it and Badra brought me one. So the two of those two are on my angel list. They're at the very top.
We can hear you a lot better too.
Yes, exactly.
So much better.
Exactly. And then press back and just take a moment to stretch your spine. Well, let's come to sitting. You could sit cross-legged or sit on your a block, and whatever. If you are okay sitting on your block in Virasana, I'm definitely on a block. It's much easier on the knees. Sit that way, and you take your hands and you kind of claw your hands, and then I call it catenate. You make a little chain. You hook your hands together. It's called the Ganesha Grip. Yeah, so pull the hands apart and just kind of lengthen your spine, really pull, and notice there's no way the hands will, they won't disconnect. You're like the baby elephant grabbing hold of mama's tail with your trunk. You're not going anywhere. No, you're safe. Okay, and then you circle. So if by some chance this is really hard for you, use a strap, okay? Use a strap. It's going to be much easier. But if you can, you're making circles. Now, the tendency is to look down and do it. Look ahead of you. And the tendency is to go really high because we think of the halo, but this halo encircles your whole body. Yeah. Great for the shoulder, rotator cuffs. Woo. And, really move in this, really move. Free your upper body, free your shoulders. Give yourself your best posture and then reverse. I might be a little weird. I could do this for a long time. Like, I love this. This makes me happy. It allows me to breathe. This is an area where I just often feel really like congested energetically, like right back, everything seems to cave in. And then here I open, I'm very open. Okay, two more. One and two. Ooh, good. All right. We'll do another one that is really nice. So hands are on your shoulders. And you take your elbows together. Keep them together as long as you can, and then go back, up, bring them together as soon as you can, and that's the circle. And then next time the elbows touch, reverse the movement. So I hope you enjoy these movements because the next one is a little more challenging. I know you're thinking, man, this is a piece of cake today. Okay, and release. All righty. So it's dolphin, okay? And we're going to work from dolphin. And you're wondering, how is that a circle? Okay. Let's see, which way will I go? All right, I'll be this way. So you're going to be on your elbows. If you need more padding for your elbows, just fold your mat over. You have lots and lots of padding. Clasp your hands easier, palms flat, more intense. Curl toes under and press up into dolphin. So you've got the dolphin fin. And I want you to, scan your body. Is your neck all tense? That's kind of counterproductive. Relax your neck. And your head definitely has clearance of the floor. Your hair might be touching that, but your head is not. And walk your feet a little closer in. Ooh, bring your tail up higher. Come up on the very tips of the toes. Stack more weight over your arms, over your shoulders, over your elbows, I should say. And then walk your feet back and come into plank. What's this plank giving here thing going on? There you go, this practice for planks giving. I think their plank is not on the elbows. Bring your belly down. Woo, and life is good. Yeah, Sphinx makes you kind of happy. And maybe you can make it more intense by extending your arms, only if your back's okay with that. I think the planks giving is about like a plank with the arms extended, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, thank goodness. All right, is anyone here doing it? You doing it? No?
No, this is new to me.
Oh, okay. It was in the SAC newsletter, and you don't read it, and then you add a few seconds, and then by the time Thanksgiving's around, you're holding it. Well, how long was it? Like a 4-minute hold, something like that. That's a long time. Okay, let's come back. Just stretch out your back. We're going to do plank again on the elbows. And I once looked, I know, and I am odd. I mean, I've looked and thought, how long, what's the longest held plank on the elbows? And it's something like, I mean, it's something like 4 hours, but that, I mean, 4 hours is a lot, but I mean, in terms of like, that's the world record, that's not a lot. You know, it just tells you how hard the pose is. I mean, it's intense. So let's just think right here, 20 seconds equal to 100 sit-ups. Breathe in, exhale, you're doing great. Lift your pelvis, walk in again. Imagine that your feet are at 6 o'clock on a round clock, and your hands are at 12 o'clock. And we're going to make a mandala. It's called Mandalasana. I'll explain it later, but we're going to just walk, keep your eyes at 6 o'clock, walk your feet to 7 o'clock. Keep your eyes at 6 o'clock, walk your feet to 8 o'clock. Woo! Walk your feet to 9 o'clock. Walk back, rest it out. So you're not angry with me, rest it out. Bring your hands back by your heels and lower your head. In your mind's eye, I want you to see a mandala. It's like a circular sacred drawing. It's prevalent in like Hinduism, Buddhism, Tibetan Buddhism. The monks make those beautiful mandalas out of sand, and then they let the wind blow it. So it depicts like a story, or oftentimes like a religious story by art. Okay, we get to do the other side. Wait, let me rephrase that. Let's do the other side. All right. So your elbows are down, and if you prefer, if you're like not working out for you, you could come to just simply do your dolphin. But let's start on plank. Let's get that over with. And take a moment, breathe in. Exhale, feel your strength. Don't let your head drop down. Good. Exhale, strong, beautiful. And then lift your pelvis. I call piking. You're going to lift your pelvis, walk in. Great, Kathy. And Kathy, you might slip with your socks. Okay, we'll see. So hands are at, okay, open. Hands are at 12 and feet are at 6. And then keep your eyes at 6 and walk your feet over to 4 o'clock. Yeah, 5 o'clock. And then 4 o'clock. And then 3 o'clock. And then walk your feet back and bend the knees and bring your hands to the heels and lower. Now, you may wonder, why is it called Mandalasana? That's not a circle. The more advanced one, you go to 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock, and noon and midnight. You go all the way around, and it's a flipping thing. And I've only done it once with help. I had somebody support me. Yeah, and I was able to do it. So it's really tough. Yeah. So from here, we're going to come back to downward facing dog, your first one. And you might feel like you're kind of a superhuman here because you've just worked your arms a lot and you've got all the muscles are fired up working, and you press back. Take your right leg up in the air, bend your right knee, send your knee up high, 3-legged dog. And like you're stacking one hip bone over the other. Good, good, good. Send your knee up high. And then Julie, look over towards the mirror. Yeah, there you go. And then let's do the other side. The leg comes down and the other one. Knee comes up, knee is pointing up. Turn your head to the left, look under the arm instead of over the arm. And then release. Let's have the feet wide, walk back to your feet, hands to elbows, let yourself hang, and then swing. You can keep your knees soft. Swinging side, 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 side. Hands are onto the thighs, press on up. Oh, yeah, like a new person. Let me see your faces. Let me see your eyes. I can't say see your face. So hands are to heart center. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, arms out to the sides and down. Inhale, reach up. And out to the sides. Good. And down. From here, the right knee, if you need to hang on to a wall, that's fine. You're going to make circles. Up, out to the side, down. Change up. And then release, and we'll do second side. So you're trying to engage your core as you circle. Good, and coming back through center, okay. And then we have the tree. So once again, if you need to hang on, please do foot up as high as you can. And your arms they can stay together or they can go wide. And try to look forward or up, slightly upward instead of down. And then release, and we have second side. And release. Good work. And coming out, and then hands are right to heart center. So we're back at our mats, and yeah. So you can face either way on these. It's going to be we'll go ahead and start out with horse, and you're not pitching your weight forward but upright. So usually, yeah, you know, whatever way you want, you can still see me where you're at. Interlace fingers, press palms forward, and breathe. Strength, strength. Notice your heels are turned in slightly and your toes are turned out. And I like I don't know if that's intentional, but that's good. Like you push the ball of the foot down, you could spread your toes, you could lift your toes. So it just reminds you that your toes are not gripping. They're not supposed to grip here. They can be relaxed and spread wide on your mat, but not gripping. And then go ahead and come up. And then the next pose, we'll kind of put these together later. So you're gonna be at the front end of your mat. and your right foot steps back. Think warrior one, and we're going to start out with our back heel up. Swing your arms up. Engage your core. Pitch your weight forward. Bring your arms back, and it's like you want your knee over the line of the ankle. Again, you can see your toes are not gripping. And then reach the arms up. Arch back a little more. And come forward. And this time, bring your back heel down and reach your arms up. We're going to reverse change slides. So I'm going to start out with my back heel up, unless that doesn't work for you, right? I think you're okay with it. And reach the arms up. First warrior. Warrior one. And then bring the arms back and up. And so a little more weight bearing on the hip, and then now bring your heel down and keep your pelvis squared as your arms come up. And hands forward. Just kind of putting little movements together. Use your strap. And what I would normally do, like I would say, like those in the room are probably turning, on your mat, because you can work better that way looking. And I think you can see me, we can just work together. So I doubled my strap, and I'm holding the buckle piece because I need it to be long. Heels are turned in, toes turned out. You bend the knees, and you're holding the strap ahead of you, and you're holding the strap tight. And you're going to come forward and then shift to your left and adjust your feet as you go there. And then push up, shift your feet to the right, bend your right knee, look down, keep the arms alongside the ears, but when you come down into your squat, the arms can drop, and then go over to the left and all the way up. We're going to reverse that. Go to the left, come down, come across, and over to the right, all the way up. One more time. Over to the left with the breathing. Exhale down. Inhale as you sweep the arms up. Good. And release and step to the front of the mat. Pausing for a minute. Such a hard. So you can see we're looking at all these movements that are not unfamiliar. They're not, they're all familiar to you. And then looking at kind of circle possibilities, right? So step here, it doesn't matter. You know what? It doesn't matter. You're going to go into triangle. You might want to just face the mirror so you can see your triangle. And then extend your arms and go into triangle. Top arm is up high. The palm is, those in this class are facing the mirror, so the top palm is facing the mirror. And then what you're going to do is take the top arm up over ear, so you're stretching deeply. And then the hand comes down, and you're going to like swing it. Let your head hang, let your arms swing. You kind of collapsed in the pose, that's okay. And then rebuild it. Bring the hand back by your hip and swing the arm up. We do that again. Same side. Take the arm up over ear, bring the arm down, swing it. This is great to do for a rotator cuff as well. And then bring the arm back by the hip and all the way up. Come on up. And we'll do second side. You can just stay right where you're at and shift. Okay. Extending the arms. Come into your triangle. Now the arm, top arm starts coming over by your ear. This mat's a little slick. And then bring the hand down, let it swing. Let your head drop down. And then build it up again. Reach the arm up, all the way up. Once again, arm up over ear. And down, and let it swing. That's the best part, is letting the arm swing. And then bring the arm up, and come on up. Good work. Step to the front of the mat, and you could go into a modified squat. You could sit on a block or come down into your squat. Oh. How's it feeling, Julie? Good?
Oh my God.
Like coming back home?
No, it's.
Going to a foreign land? Go ahead and come up. It shouldn't have left. Darn pandemic. Alrighty, so the next one, again, those in the classroom are facing the mirror. So there's a pose called Kartikeyasana. Kartikeya and asana come together, Kartikeyasana. And Kartikeya there's a whole story which I don't need to go into, but Kartikeya is a deity, and he's Ganesha's brother. And the story is that he's in search of the universe. Okay, so we're going to be Kartikeya, it's the pose, and we're looking for the universe. So you're going to move towards your left, you shift, yep, and then you go over and you shift. Okay, so that, and I'll just guide you along. You have a big job ahead of you. Kartikeya he's very athletic. He's going to shift to one side. Now you're going to hold this side and kind of look, since you're a deity, you're like up on high and you're looking, you have a view of the entire universe, the entire cosmos. You're looking for the center of the universe, and you don't find it. And then you come over the other side, and again, you're going to look. You're not discouraged. You're looking, you're looking hard. The problem is your brother has figured it out before you did. And then go ahead and come on up. But you don't know that yet, so you're going to go and check it out again. Go to one side, engage your core, reach your arms far and wide, look, reach your arms back, come up. Second side, you're about ready to give up here, but you're going to give it your all. You're reaching. Little do you know that your brother figured out that your parents are the center of the universe. Go ahead and come on up. Step to the front of your mat and come down to a squat again. Center of the universe is, the parents are Shiva and Parvati, and they generate life. They're progenitors of life. So that's why they're the center in the story, right? So breathing in. Exhale, lengthen your spine. And then press on up. And one more from the standing that I think is good is dancer's pose. So what I'm going to suggest is you could use a wall at home. We're going to do 3 different ways. Okay, so wherever you're at the studio, you can use a wall, and basically you hold on to something. You hold one leg, and here, I'll just go like that. There we go. So I have my back to you, and then you come forward. And what ideally, so the hip wants to open, ideally hip is squared. One way you could correct that is to hold the inside foot, and it helps a little bit. And you're holding something, so you don't have to worry so much about balance. Stretch. Come up. And we'll do second side. And dancer's pose refers to the cosmic dance of life, like the dance of life. That dance in life keeps you on your toes and kicking the leg back, breathing. Some like to always use the wall because you can just work on the stretch and not worry so much about the balance. Come on up. If you would like to stay at the wall, you may, or maybe you're gonna come back to the mat and try at the mat, okay? So I'm taking hand to foot, the wall, I'm shifting forward and shifting forward. And release. And we have a second side. Reaching. Deep breath in and get to the pulse. And to the mouth. I said 3, you're like 3. Okay, so for the third one, you want a strap. You're gonna make a little loop for your foot, a foot loop. And yeah, okay, so Dan, she already knows what's coming up. She's very clairvoyant. She knows. So she's like, I'm gonna stay at the wall. And that's great, because she's like, I'm not doing this. Everyone else is innocently grabbing the strap, not really knowing what's happening. Yeah, and you could do this at the wall, of course. You can do this on the wall because you're gonna, part of the challenge is looping your foot, okay? And then you, so I could, let me just show us for a moment. If I'm not at the wall, I'm working like so, and if I'm at the wall, one hand is free, okay? So wherever you're at, the loop is hard to make. Okay, you got it? Okay. Oh. May I help you? Here. Isn't that funny? I don't know how that'll happen. Let's start.
Oh, I know.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
You should figure it out. I think I just.
So, okay, it just got a little tangled. And so through both loops, go through both loops, and then separate loops and go back, and then.
Thank you so much.
Both loops. It's like my mom teaching sewing. It's a big thing.
Oh, okay.
She had so much patience with sewing, not. So, it's good enough.
That's all right. I got it.
You got it, okay. I'm back. You probably like took a coffee break. Okay, so here we go. Holding. And what happens in this, people forget to tighten it from the beginning. So pull your knee in, I call it a tight leash. Like if you're walking your dog and you have a tight leash, you have more control. If the leash is long, you have less control. Okay, so you have a tight leash, bend your elbow, and then take your elbow forward and up, and really keep that tight leash. And then maybe that's it for you. Maybe that's it, and you come forward because you still have to hold the wall with one hand, or maybe one hand can leave the wall, and you're holding the strap, walking your hand down the strap, and coming into your answer pose. Breathe. Okay. Wow. It's good. Yeah, that's it. We went to more intense, didn't we? We just kind of like upped the ante there. You all took the bait. Let's go the other way. It's a great shoulder stretch. And you know what it shows me? That deeper back bends, your back's only going to bend so much. Deeper back bends are about having nice open shoulders. But if you have shoulder injury, right, you have to be really careful what you're going to say. This strap's not for me. So bend your elbow, keep the short leash. Everybody knows what that's about. Elbow down, elbow forward. You got it. So at least that we don't have to try to walk your hand down the strap. One hand is holding the wall, or maybe the hand, I can face you now, face the screen. Maybe the other hand comes up and you're walking your hands down the strap, and then you come forward. And breathe. And come on out. Good job. Woo, you're gonna be so happy we get to come down to sitting. And just, we have a breathing exercise to do. Breathing with mask. We can do. Right now, I'm a little envious of those back home because I know the breathing, the resonant breathing, it's called resonant breathing or waterfall breath. So bring your hands forward and you almost feel like your hands are dripping off of you. And fingertips pointing down, you got it. Shoulders like to hike up, drop them down. Inhale as your arms come up and then flex the wrists and come down. Your hands are big paintbrushes. And you close your eyes. You're going to breathe in every time the arms come up. Every time your arms come down, you'll exhale. Match the rhythm of your breath. Everything is in harmony. There's nothing forced about this breathing. And the byproduct of this resonant breathing is that you're painting a beautiful waterfall. I can't wait to see Willow's waterfall. She's a painter. She's an artist. So you're reaching up, and I just want you to see, like, you don't have to use traditional colors in your waterfall. Go crazy, go wild, have a wild mind. Inhale, reach up. Be daring, be different, be unique. Be yourself. Inhale, reaching up. I want you to now imagine that you're going to merge with this waterfall. I want you to be there, feel the fresh mist on your face, the mist that comes off the waterfall. Look around and see the rainbow created by the waterfall, the mist, and the sun. Hear the deafening, crashing sounds of the waterfall. Smell the air, feel the freshness, and almost smell the moss, and smell the water. Feel the cool air. And then next time your arms come down, you're just going to come to lying on your backs. Lying on your backs. Getting cozy. Fall asleep on the bed. So I'll just take some time here to allow yourself to be completely present. Be the circle, no beginning, no end. Be the waterfall. It seems to go on and on indefinitely. Clear your mind. As you relax, I would like you to see for a moment some circles in your mind's eye. I would like you to see circles, your family circle, your circle of friends, circles in nature, the planets, the moon, the earth, the sun, your cells, the very fabric of life, a circle. See circles with no beginnings and no ends. See the painting of a Zen circle. See circles of goodness rippling out into the world. See circles of love. See arms encircling someone you love dearly. See yourself, your arms encircling a child so dear to you, your own child or a friend's child. See arms encircling you. See a circle of shelter above you, around you. Feel yourself in a circle of belonging, in a circle of acceptance. Feel yourself a part of a circle of inclusivity. Feel yourself being inclusive in your circle. And then just slowly start to deepen your breath. Start to move your hands and your feet. And when you're ready, you can come to sitting. Those of you online, you may turn your audio on.